Honorable Men Discord. Druski's back at it, and it has some people up in arms. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Before I even get into this episode, go check out Dancing with the Devil, starring me, well, written by me, featuring Sharon Rodriguez, and directed by Triller's Bliss. I shot that video out in Costa Rica. I'm very proud of it. And again, make sure you take a look at the video. If you like it, hit the like button on the video and share the video. So let's get to Druski now. So Druski, back at it with another skit. I want to say the skit before this is the one that he did a parody of the black church, mega churches, right? And I thought that was a funny skit. It seemed like he put a lot of money into that skit. This one is not as elaborate as the mega church skit, but nevertheless, it to me it was humorous. He did not label this as something that was supposed to be Erica Kirk. Like in on his page, if you go to his page, it does not say Erica's name, but he definitely pulled from viewing Erica, and it's supposed to be a parody of Erica, even though he didn't mention her name within his thumbnail for that skit. But right now, I just want to go into this video that I came across from someone who is Get the Win _ and he's just speaking on the fact that Druski exercised his freedom of speech in this skit. So if anyone was offended by Druski's skit, I just want to play this video and I'm gonna talk about it further.
Erica Kirk, freedom of speech. Let's get into it. Druski released a video out into the internet. He's dressed up like Erica. He's coming out with the sparkles. He's in his car ordering lattes and matchas. He's speaking before the press and at even times holding a holy Bible. It's this man right here, Druski, dressing up as this woman right here, Erica Kirk. As a matter of fact, Brandon, roll that clip.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great.
The holy blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Chai Eyes Matcha.
Especially all white men.
Some people on the internet are saying, oh my God, Druski, he's gonna be getting sued by Erica Kirk for that video. Absolutely not. This is pure satire. It's just making fun. It's just having a little bit of fun, a little bit of a pokey poke. And not only that, Druski makes a pretty good looking Erica Kirk. Druski
makes a horrendous Erica Kirk. It's scary. The photo in the thumbnail behind me, scary. It reminds me of the Marlon brothers, the Wayne brothers. I'm sorry, the Wayne brothers when they did the White Chicks movie. Looks scary. But anyway, let me go to the next video. This, I don't know if this is pulled from an actual post that Erica had on her X account, because when I went to the X account while putting this together, I did not see this. So maybe she pulled it, or maybe it never existed. I can't confirm that this is actually a true post that she made. But in any event, I want to go into this video by this gentleman.
Without media, and this was trending on social media. Erica Kirk responds back to Druski's skit via X. She said, but if I did blackface as a part of a skit, I'd be canceled and called a racist. Do you agree with Erica's response to Druski's skit? If she dressed blackface and did a skit about Druski, would you laugh, or would you cancel her and call her a racist? Or is it the fact that Druski is a comedian, this is what he does for a living, and she kind of doesn't do that, so would she really need to be canceled for doing so? Let me know if it's immediately yes or immediately no to you in the comments.
I needed to see, because I don't.
All right.
Can't spell immediately without.
I guess in his recording there was some audio that came up that wasn't from my side. But in any event, let's just address what's written here, regardless if this is from Erica Kirk or not. I just want to, but if I did blackface, I'd be canceled. she would not be canceled. Her support, her followers is too strong. So no, she would not be canceled. And the reason why, even if, let's just say this was from Erica, the reason why this is different, and I know some of you may disagree, and that's fine. I'll see you in the comment section. The reason why this is different is, one, Druski is a comedian. If her background was in comedy, then she has the right to go right back at Druski. And if anything, I think he would find that to be humorous. That would actually turn things into comedic battle, so to speak. But she's not a comedian. And I have two things that I pulled up just for those of you that may not know, who the younger crowd that may be watching this. This show came out in the 1990s, all right, in living color. You know who that man is, that, and if you don't, that is Jim Carrey in this photo. You see some of the other comics that were associated with In Living Color, but it went on for at least 5 seasons, it appears. And this show was all about basically what Druski's doing now. It was devoted to making fun of current events and of entertainers and things of that nature. They would make fun of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is one celebrity that has always been made fun of, all right, whether he likes it or not. So this is not something where it's like, oh, Druski is attacking a white person. That's not what it is. Druski, first and foremost, is a comedian, and he's gonna pull from wherever he wants to pull from, if he finds humor in something. Which is why prior to this, again, his skit on the Black Mega Church, you know, they had some people in the Black church that were up in arms about it, but you know, he's gonna do what a comic does, right? So again, it's within the realm of what he does. This is not, people shouldn't take these things as personal as they're taking it. Okay, another show. This came out in 1995. It had 15 seasons. Mad TV. All right, Mad TV, I think it derived from a magazine at one point, and then they made a show. And the reason why they did the show is because they referenced In Living Color. Okay, this did the same thing. It would make light of real issues, real people. It's all in the name of comedy. There's nothing wrong with it. I know some people may disagree. I know if you're the butt of the joke, you're not going to find it to be funny because you feel like it's attacking you. But you know, most of the time these things are one-offs. It's only in certain cases like Mike Tyson. I have to bring up Mike Tyson because he's the only one I can think of. Like throughout his career early on in the 90s, there would be comics to make fun of him, especially with he had like I want to say a speech impediment. So they would make fun of Mike Tyson's speech impediment. They would perform and behave like Mike Tyson. They would speak like him. They would put the gold tooth in their mouth, because at that time in his career, when he was fighting, when he was still active, he would I believe he had like a cap or something like that, a gold cap, which was synonymous with his brand and how he looked outside of the black shorts and the black boxing sneakers. So this is just the norm of what comics do. They look for material and they make fun of it, you know. And you just have to, you know, have thick skin. We live in a country with freedom of speech, and I know it's easier said than done, but it's within comedy. You know, Tropical Thunder, a movie that came out a couple years ago with the name it misses me right now, but with Robert Downey Jr. It came to me. So Tropical Thunder, he pretty much did like blackface, and he played a black character with I want to say an afro. And I watched that movie in the theater when it came out, and I personally I understood it was comedy, but I was a little bit bothered by it, only because I think the underlying thing is, and this is where I think maybe how Erica feels, even though Druski didn't mention her name, I think where some people get offended by it is because they know that there's some truth to it. So in some of the things that Druski did, there's some truth to it, and comics do that, you know. That's part of what they do. And some of the stuff that was done in Tropical Thunder, it bothered me a little bit. I know there was a little truth to it, but it was just comedy. So I didn't in my mind say I'm never gonna watch anything with Robert Downey Jr. again, because of course I loved him as Iron Man and other movies that he played in, but particularly Iron Man. So I got over it. But it's just one of those things. Erica Kirk's just gonna have to get over it. You know, he's a comic. Now, if he was to devote endless time making different skits that pull from her traits, then I could see why she's upset. But this might be just a one-off. He's gonna move on to something else. So I don't think she should be too bothered by this. But again, if she was a comic and she decided to do blackface, but it would have to not just be blackface. So this is why this is why I think if she did in fact post this, I think it's best that she pulled it, because this was not blackface what he was doing. First of all, if he was imitating someone that was black, obviously he wouldn't change the color of his skin, because he's already of a dark shade. He's a really melanated person. But if he's gonna do a skit on someone that's a different nationality, he's going to have to use the makeup and stuff like that. So this is not blackface for the sake of blackface. You understand? And let me just say one last thing also. The difference between this and blackface is that went on for a couple of years. They had a whole entire show. It was like a touring show of blackface, and that was literally at a time when the minorities weren't even respected as human beings. So to try to make terms like blackface, try to make a correlation to what he did in blackface, it's really unfair, because in the grand scheme of things, minorities, particularly black minorities, were never really respected in American history. Now, I'm not going to go on a rant on that. I think it's fair that we agree on that, because if you're going to say that's untrue, I'd like to see you in the comment section. But the history of black men and women in this country, they weren't respected when blackface was going on. They were looked at as just the help. They were looked at as less than. They were looked at as though they lack intelligence, and so on and so forth. So this is not a case of I'm gonna do what Druski does, and if I performed blackface. No, it's not. It's nowhere near it. Okay, and yeah. I just, again, you got to develop thick skin. Anytime you're in the public's eye, you're vulnerable at that point. Anytime you're in the public's eye, anyone can make a skit about you, and that's just how it goes. Especially now with AI, they could actually take your actual face and make a skit and make it look like you actually performed in some type of disrespectful act. It's unfortunate, but that's where the world is right now. So if you don't have thick skin, then maybe you don't need to be in the public's eye. I mean, that's just where it's going now. That's where it is. Not where it's going, that's where it is. But that's my thoughts on all of this. Just develop thick skin. Just understand he's a comic, and there's nothing you could do about it. He has that freedom of speech to do that, and you won't be the only one who he pulls material from, Erica. And again, in his skit, he never mentioned your name, although I do believe he took your likeness. He never mentioned your name in the skit. I think he said how I'm paraphrasing. I think he said something along the lines of how conservative white women act. So he was putting on a parody of conservative white women, not Erica Kirk, although he did pull from her in various ways. But that's my thoughts on all this. What is your thoughts? As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, on your way out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend and tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to watch my video. Plenty more videos coming. Harvest dropping May 22nd. I'm excited to release all the material that I have building up to the album, because I have great material. But as always, I appreciate all of you. And as always, stay honorable.